In today's video, I want to show you something that surprises almost every South African retiree I sit with. Many people who think they're behind are actually far wealthier than they realize. And I don't mean wealthy in the Instagram sense, flashy car, expensive watches, or extravagant holidays. I mean real retirement wealth, the kind that gives you peace of mind, lets you stop checking your investment balance every week, and allows you to enjoy life without constantly worrying about running out of money. Here's the shocking part. I've had clients with 20 million rand portfolios who can't sleep at night. I've had clients with less than 5 million rand who are completely secure. Why, you ask? Because in South Africa, retirement security isn't determined only by your investment balance. It's determined by context. Whether your home is paid off, how much you actually spend, whether you have a pension or guaranteed income base, how tax efficient your income is, and finally, how flexible you are when life inevitably changes. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 types of South African retirees who are far richer than they think, even though social media, retirement calculators, or overseas benchmarks may suggest otherwise. And by the end of this video, there's a very good chance you'll say, wait, I'm actually in a much stronger position than I thought. Let's get into it. For almost 2 decades, I've helped families structure their portfolios, reduce tax, and design retirement they actually dream about. I've worked with some of the wealthiest families in South Africa, CEOs of listed companies, as well as everyday retirees. And regardless of wealth level, they all ask the same question: will I be okay in retirement? And will my money last? Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only, and it's not personal financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial planner before making any big financial decisions. The first retiree is the mortgage-free retiree. This retiree has one of the most powerful financial advantages in South Africa. If your home is paid off, or will be by the time you get to retirement, you've eliminated one of the biggest expenses most South Africans face. People often undervalue this because there's no investment statement showing the wealth locked inside a paid-off home. Let's look at the real numbers. Let's say, for instance, your bond repayment before retirement is 20,000 rand per month. That amounts to an annual cost of 240,000 rand. To generate 240,000 rand per year using a sustainable drawdown of, let's say, 5%, you would need roughly 4.8 million rand invested. So paying off your home is financially equivalent to having an extra 4.8 million rand in your portfolio, tax-free, risk-free, and guaranteed. Here's a couple of additional built-in advantages of having a paid-off bond. First of all, it provides you with protection from rising interest rates, the option to downsize and unlock capital later on, the ability to move to a lower cost town, and dramatically lower required monthly income. The next type of retiree is the modest spender. This is the retiree whose lifestyle allows their money to last dramatically longer. One of the biggest lessons I've learned working with thousands of South African retirees is this: your spending habits matter as much, if not more, than your saving habits. Let me give you a real-world example from one of our clients. Let's call her Hilda. Hilda was a retired teacher. She received the government employee's pension fund income of approximately 28,000 rand per month after tax. Her home was fully paid off, and she described this lifestyle as simple but full. Her total spending was about 25,000 rand per month. She rarely withdrew from her investments, using them mainly to fund her annual visit to her daughter in Sydney. Her savings were modest, around 3 million rand, but she almost never touched them. Yet she lived a life with freedom, purpose, and joy. Why modest spenders are richer than they think? They withdraw less, their investments last longer, and market downturns don't affect them as much. They normally also have a built-in margin of safety, meaning they spend less than they earn, and they often retire comfortably. Here's another quick example. 2 retirees both have 10 million rand saved. One spends 80,000 rand per month. The other spends 45,000 rand per month. The second retiree has a dramatically safer, longer-lasting retirement without earning a single extra rand. Oftentimes, the modest spender is financially stronger than a high-income earner with an inflated lifestyle. Now, before we get to the next retiree type, a quick ask. We have a dream to positively impact more than 1 million South African retirees through educational content like this. If this video was helpful, please like it and subscribe to the Family Wealth YouTube channel. And let us know in the comments below, which type of retiree are you? Thirdly, we have the Pension-Fund Retiree. Guaranteed income equals market-proof stability. Many South Africans underestimate the true value of a government or company pension. But guaranteed income is essentially the same as having a massive investment portfolio without the volatility. Here's a practical example. If your pension pays 40,000 Rand per month, that equates to 480,000 Rand per year. Using the same 5% sustainability rule, you would need approximately 9.6 million Rand invested to generate that same income reliably. And unlike investments, your pension doesn't drop during market crashes, doesn't require downward adjustments, isn't exposed to sequence risk, and isn't eroded by behavioral mistakes. Here's a common scenario we see. A retiree A has 12 million Rand saved, no pension, where retiree B has 4 million Rand saved but earns a pension of about 28,000 Rand per month. Despite having less invested money, retiree B is often far more secure than retiree A. At Family Wealth Custodians, we conduct in-depth cash flow and retirement income analysis as part of our retirement master plan to determine whether a guaranteed income or a life annuity is an appropriate investment for each client. Guaranteed income is one of the most underrated forms of wealth in South Africa, but it must suit your personal circumstances. Fourth, we have the tax-efficient retiree. Keeping more of every rand is the same as earning a higher return. Many retirees focus on investment performance, but ignore tax efficiency, even though tax efficiency often saves more money over time. What makes South African retirees tax efficient? Balancing retirement fund and discretionary fund withdrawals. Using tax-free savings accounts, for example, managing living annuity drawdowns to avoid bracket creep, and harvesting capital gains tax efficiently. Also, using a company or trust structure where appropriate. And for some retirees, applying Section 10C strategically where relevant can drastically reduce their taxable income. Here's a practical South African example. John is nearing retirement and has 7 million Rand in retirement funds, 800,000 Rand in a tax-free savings account, and 5 million Rand in discretionary investments. He wants to draw approximately 60,000 Rand per month after tax. Most people immediately think, just draw everything from your living annuity. Of course, because that's your source of income. A smarter approach might be to withdraw 35,000 Rand from the living annuity, 4,000 Rand a month from his tax-free savings account, and 26,000 Rand a month from his discretionary investments, which is mostly taxed as capital gains. The result? Lower taxable income, lower lifetime tax, and a longer-lasting portfolio. Tax efficiency is one of the biggest hidden sources of retirement wealth. And finally, in the fifth place, we have the flexible retiree. Adaptability equals financial longevity. Often the retirees who thrive aren't the ones with the biggest portfolios. They're the ones who can adjust. Here's a couple of examples of flexibility. For instance, reducing your spending slightly in a bad market year. Delaying a big holiday for, let's say, 12 months. Moving to a lower cost town. Swapping a large home for a lock-up and go. Temporarily lowering your drawdowns, or avoiding emotional, fear-based decisions. During the 2008 financial crisis, two retirees had similar portfolios. Retiree A rigid retiree drawing 7% who refused to adjust their drawdown rate. Retiree B, a flexible retiree, drawing 5%, who temporarily dropped their income or their income withdrawal level to less than 3% during the tough times. 16 years later, the flexible retiree is still enjoying retirement. The rigid retiree now relies on family for support. Flexibility isn't a financial strategy, it's a mindset. It's one of the strongest predictors of long-term retirement success. Which retiree type are you? You may have one or several of these hidden advantages. A mortgage-free retiree, the modest spender, guaranteed income, tax efficiency, or the flexible retiree. Recognizing these strengths can completely change how secure you feel about retirement. If you'd like help understanding your retiree type and building a confident, personalized plan, click the link in the description below to schedule a complimentary exploration call with one of our team members. I'm Hardi Swart. This is Family Wealth. And remember, keep investing into your future.